The courtroom fell strangely quiet the moment I stepped through its heavy wooden doors. My stepmother looked directly at me, then laughed softly enough for everyone nearby to hear. She wore the smile of someone convinced victory had already been handed to her. A few relatives exchanged smug glances, certain I had come only to lose what little remained of my father's legacy. I offered no reaction. Months had taught me that silence often carried more strength than arguments ever could. I simply took my seat and waited. Then the judge paused while reviewing the file before asking for one specific piece of evidence neither my stepmother nor her lawyer expected to hear mentioned. The confidence draining from her face was almost imperceptible, but I noticed it immediately. They laughed when I entered, but none of them knew what the judge was about to see. Before any courtroom battle, there was a family I once believed could never be broken. My father raised me with quiet principles, teaching that respect earned lasting peace while anger only borrowed temporary victories. Every corner of our home carried his presence, from the old oak table where we shared dinners to the workshop where he patiently taught me patience itself. Everything changed after he remarried. At first, my stepmother seemed kind, but kindness slowly gave way to careful control. Invitations disappeared, conversations ended when I entered rooms, and relatives heard stories about me that I never recognized. She never shouted unnecessarily. Instead, she mastered smaller wounds that accumulated with time. I answered every slight with courtesy because my father deserved that example from me. The house I defended was never about money or ownership. It protected memories that no inheritance could replace, though someone desperately wanted everyone believing otherwise forever. With every passing month, my stepmother's control tightened. Important papers connected to my father's estate quietly vanished from drawers only we both once used. Soon she accused me of hiding documents, manipulating relatives, and chasing money I never wanted. Her version spread faster than truth, because confidence often sounds convincing before facts arrive. One by one, cousins and family friends pulled away. Their silence hurt more than their suspicion. I understood that disagreement had become something only a courtroom could settle. Still, I refused public arguments or emotional confrontations. Every accusation became another reason to remain composed. Instead, I copied records, preserved messages, requested official files, and carefully documented every inconsistency. I trusted patience more than outrage. What she considered my weakness was actually my greatest advantage. She believed silence meant surrender, but it allowed truth to gather strength unnoticed. By the time everyone finally questioned my motives, I already possessed evidence that spoke far louder than any accusation made. When the hearing officially began, my stepmother spoke with polished confidence that seemed carefully rehearsed. She described me as ungrateful, dishonest, and motivated only by greed. Every sentence painted a version of me that barely resembled the person my father had raised. I noticed several relatives nodding quietly, accepting her words without hesitation, because they had heard the same accusations for months. Their agreement hurt more than I expected, yet I refused to interrupt or defend myself emotionally. I had learned that dignity rarely competes with loud certainty. Across the courtroom, the judge listened without expression, occasionally making notes while carefully watching each person instead of only hearing their claims. That detail stayed with me. Although my heart felt heavy, I remained composed. To everyone watching, the outcome appeared painfully obvious. Even I could sense the room leaning against me. Unaware appearances often conceal truth until the proper moment arrives. For months, I quietly prepared. Every old letter, every financial record, every witness statement, and one forgotten recording became another piece of the truth. Nothing was stolen. Nothing was fabricated. Every document was obtained legally and preserved carefully. I never searched for revenge because revenge depends on emotion. Truth depends on patience. While others argued, I organized facts that could withstand careful examination. My father's handwriting, dated receipts, and consistent timelines quietly challenged every accusation. Even one reluctant witness finally agreed to speak honestly. I remembered something my father once told me. Silence isn't weakness. Sometimes it's simply the place where truth prepares to speak. Those words carried me through every lonely setback until evidence became stronger than opinion. And confidence built on deception finally began to quietly unravel itself. The judge examined every document without rushing, comparing dates, signatures, financial records, and sworn testimony with remarkable care. The courtroom slowly surrendered its earlier confidence to complete silence. My stepmother's expression changed first. Her certainty faded, as every contradiction emerged through facts instead of emotion. One explanation after another collapsed beneath evidence she could neither dismiss nor explain. Relatives who had avoided meeting my eyes suddenly looked toward me with quiet uncertainty. Some lowered their heads, realizing they had accepted accusations without demanding proof. The judge finally spoke with calm authority, explaining that truth carries greater weight than confident storytelling. The ruling recognized the authenticity of my evidence and rejected the false claims made against me. I felt no desire to celebrate another person's humiliation. Justice had never required anger. It only required patience, honesty, and the courage to remain steady until facts were finally allowed to speak for themselves. I walked out of the courtroom carrying neither triumph nor bitterness, only quiet relief. Nothing could restore the years already lost, yet truth had finally been heard. I hoped my family would someday value honesty above convenient assumptions. Patience had protected my dignity when anger could not. If this experience taught me anything, it was that integrity always outlives deception. Character doesn't prove itself when people believe you. It proves itself when the truth finally catches up. That lesson will remain with me forever. Whatever tomorrow brings ahead,